Guys, welcome back to the Insider Outsider podcast with your host Rav and your other host Ahmed. And we were off for about a week. We were enjoying our Valentine's week, not even day. But yeah, just making the most of it. But yeah, we're finally back, ready to make some money with YouTube because that's the only reason we're doing YouTube because it's paying us a lot of money. Is that right, Ahmed?
Oh yeah, the compound viewership will eventually reach the ROI phase.
Oh, I can hear us now. All right, perfect. So it looks like the video is working. But yeah, so Ahmed, how have you been? What's over the last week? Anything new, buddy? Anything new you were watching? I heard you were finishing up a little bit of Ark's their new YouTube video.
I have these two theses about what's going on in context of like economics and politics because they tie together.
Yeah,
Um,
I just want people to know that the stock market is looking kind of like a bloodbath. Although we're still relatively near all-time highs, there are insane amount of swings. You'll see some companies. Did you ever, Ahmed, you used to hear about the blue chip stocks?
yes.
What happens when the blue chip look like casino chips? Because that's kind of how the stock market is looking, right? If 7 to 8% jumps in a day, down, upwards, right? It's a very tangled market right now. So yeah, what are your theses? Let's hear this.
So I watched the Kathy Woods Ark Invest, and she has a lot to say. And I like to use her perspective to further sharpen my own, and hopefully the viewer can benefit from this. Rav, I'd like to hear your opinion on this after. So after I say what kind of summarize what she said.
Let's
She
hear.
said that she sees that a lot of these blue chip companies, the top of the top, are not spending enough to meet the cash flow that is possible through AI's innovation. So she thinks that we're in this hyper undervalued era,
Hmm.
and that these blue chip companies can make ridiculous profits if they were just to spend, proportionally to proper spending habits.
Uh-huh.
She thinks that the job market's actually shifting. The unemployment rate between the ages of 16 and 24 has been struggling, and she's seen an interesting, history doesn't always repeat itself. It repeats, but it changes in different variations,
Yeah,
slight
yeah.
change.
It's
Slight
similar.
change.
Everything's very similar, but it'll go in different directions. Is what you're saying.
What she essentially said is that this age group and the one close to it have an opportunity, and it's actually currently reflecting. So early adopters of vibe coding and AI, the innovation of the SaaS companies that are generated through AI, have essentially been being utilized
Mm-hmm.
by the generation. So unemployment's happening, but simultaneously there's a new market, new opportunity for this age group between 16 and 24,
Mm-hmm.
self-employment through
Mm-hmm.
AI and SaaS. But Rav, what did you think of the summarization? What do you think about what she said?
Yeah, actually, I keep putting that video in my to watch list, and every time I get to it, my YouTube keeps crashing. So I haven't watched it just yet, but I could take ability in. Kathy Woods is very intelligent. Obviously, some people like her, some people dislike her, but majority of people actually do like her. Her investment funds, especially like the future technology ones, those are really really smart in my opinion because of course they hold SpaceX. They're all clearly one direction to be able to be into that field, but a lot of people. So when you're talking about the future, you're talking about a whole guessing game. Like if we ask somebody 100 years ago, hey, there's this thing that's going to be called the internet. What do you think it's going to be used for? Right? They won't be able to give you scenarios. You had Pets.com, which is one of the biggest companies before the IPO explosion, right? Or sorry, the .com explosion. And so there's
Yeah.
always opportunity. Now, when it comes to what is actually like a solid opportunity and what's not, guys, I think everything is going to go and has a direction to go. So, when you have your regular industries, do you think finance is going to be here 50 years from now? I think 100% it's going to be here 50 years from now. Oh,
It'll be different.
it'll be
It'll be
different,
very
yes. But
different,
will the
but it'll still
finance
be good.
industry still be there? Yes. Will JP Morgan be there? Yes. I believe so. Now, there may be different companies, there may be different models, right? Like, who knows if any of this financial stuff even matters, or whether the dollar matters, whether it's going to be the Chinese yen, or it's going to be Japanese, or is it even the Canadian dollar? Canadian dollar number one. Like, who knows what it's going to be?
Have
Uh,
if we decreased as of recently? Is that why
huh?
we went down? Are we
Yeah,
maintaining the
we,
Canadian
we've
dollar value?
we've continued to go further and further down, but
I
at,
guess. I guess.
at, at this economy, right? Like it's like everything's gonna be very different. Like what I'm saying is, when you have such a mixed economy like this where some people are doing really good, because I'll say this right now, not everybody's suffering in Canada. Not nobody, the effects of tariffs are not big hits right now. If you're in a particular industry, then yes, there's a huge hit, or it's practically nothing in other industries, but it's a very make or break. So what do you do in this market? This is what you do, Ahmed. All right, with enough like diddling around the question, you find an industry and you get really good at it. It's the same thing you would have done 50 years ago, same thing you did 100 years ago. But the moment is different, right? When Ford came out with, Ford Motors, when they started to make cars, people still had jobs of what? Horses, right? Guess what? Those horse jobs are still here now. Are they in demand just like how horses were back in the day? Of course not, because now it's about cars. The industry of travel is still there though, right? So you could talk about which are going to be the flights or the rockets of the future. You're still going to have to fly, all right? Maybe until teleportation comes, but that's still another form of traveling, right? What I'm trying to say is that idea of the industry is still there. But if you're on the forefront of learning about an industry, you'll be able to stay with the times. Kathy Wood and a lot of these people, and Ahmed especially, is they're always looking at the newest thing, which is really good. Right now, you're like, oh, China came out with the crazy model. Canada came out with the crazy model. It didn't, but I'm just saying the USA came up with the crazy model, right? That everything jumps so quickly. However, we're still in the exact same space, right? So if you want to think about what the most beneficial industry is, then we can have a conversation. And for that, I do think that robotics and utilizing robotics and making them even better and faster and more capable, that will be the future. Now, what will the vast majority of people do when when jobs are easily replaceable by, and like they're so cheap? Well, I'll tell you two things, okay? Most people will be on UBI. UBI will happen. It is not a situation of will it happen. It's when it happens. All right.
It's happening already.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it, guys. When you have, let's just say we have 10 billion people on the earth, and you have jobs for maybe a couple 100 million. What are the rest of the people supposed to do? Become fishermen? Maybe farm? No, of course not. There's not even enough land for everybody to start farming. You can't even do that anymore. Everything needs to be residential. Nobody's going to move to their own farms. People like to be in communities, right? And so the idea of buildings, of apartments, of all this stuff is we just keep increasing until the moment where we can't. Now, here's the thing that's going to be really bullish and really bad. You losing your job is not going to be the worst thing in the world, because there will be better and better ways for you to utilize your time, right? The jobs are going to be one of the most costly things in terms of life, because you're going to be spending a lot of time in it. But that doesn't mean that that's going to be the only thing that creates value or creates this, right? Robots might be able to do the most simplest jobs or the most advanced jobs, right? But our idea to continue to innovate is going to be fantastic. I want to put this into perspective on one thing, because I don't want to keep jumping around, which I know I am. It's just be hopeful for the future is my main idea. But we were, Ahmed, me and you, all right, I have no doubt about it. If this was a couple 100 years ago, me and you would be on boats right now, all right, with helmets and swords, and me and you were going to cross paths and fight, all right? We were learning about the oceans, right? We're traveling the oceans to find uncharted lands. Guess what? We're still on the edge of doing that with outer space. So what happens when now the new ocean to travel is outer space, right? There'll be initiative there. We're not going to be sending robots to new places. We might first send them there to see, oh, can we even survive there? But we're going to go there. People are going to go there. There's going to be so many new jobs that are going to be created because we have opportunities. For example, do you know what probably one of the biggest jobs is going to be in the next few years? All right. I don't even know how you do this. You might have to start still getting in the car industry, is the people who do maintenance for robots. What do you think? Robots are not going to have any maintenance? We've been making cars for 100 years.
I've seen some very interesting developments in AI, where because the issue with designing robotics is that can we get the full mobility, like the
like hands, feet, everything. Yeah, but Ahmed, I'll tell you this:
amazing developments. All I'm going to say is that I think that they're going to be capable of self-fixing.
I do as well. But however, let me ask you a question.
Imagine a robot fixing your robot. You know what I'm trying to say?
Let me ask you a question for that. Let me ask you a question. What does a robot do when there's an electric outage? You can't. All of a sudden you got him, right?
Use the lithium battery and go offline.
Go offline, right? So, like, I always like to put this in a situation. We always think something's gonna be perfect, but ChatGPT I was using it to cheat for a test, not recently, right? But a little bit recently, right? I was just learning the questions. I was doing practice tests for a course I'm taking. All right. So as I'm doing this, how many mistakes did ChatGPT give me? I'll tell you. I used 3 different AIs, and 75% of the answers were the exact same, but 25% were completely hit or miss. Like, they had the completely different answers, right? And I know which ones are the right answers, so I'm just like, yo, man, a majority of them, I'll tell you, ChatGPT got Grok actually flopped a little bit in my. I was like, oh man, Grok, why are you failing me right now? But guys, what I'm saying is, we've been working on cars for 100 years, but cars are still. Guess what? There's recalls happening all the time. New car comes out. We've spent so much money on it. They designed it. They fact checked it. They're doing everything. But guess what, guys? They still fail at the end of the day. The truth is, humans will always be needed in some sort of way because we are amazing creatures. But robots will get there eventually too.
I agree with you. I think that I believe that the designer of the universe designed us in a way that is like infinitely complex, and the intelligence of a human is it's kind of crazy to even compare something like a robot or AI to the human.
Well, I'll tell you this, Simon. I'll tell you this. If anybody wants to know, they need to search up what a solar flare is. So one solar flare, if it hits right on Earth, this is actually a big problem that people still don't know how to fix. One solar flare hits us, we're off the grid. All this technology that you know is going to be useless. There is
I'm a fan of these conversations, and the head of the World Economic Forum said that prepare for a comprehensive cyber attack.
Mm-hmm.
And what he was saying is essentially a flare. Basically, what you're saying
is the sun's gonna mess us up, buddy.
And no one other than Elon Musk is capable of bringing back the electricity and the internet.
I'll tell you something, Amit. I'm gonna tell you something. As smart as we are, there's so much natural. Like I'm gonna tell you this. There's so much natural ways for us to die. It's not even crazy. Yellowstone National Park volcano. That thing is literally gonna destroy the U.S. and Canada if it erupts. Do you know how much easy research we have to make sure it doesn't erupt? Not a lot. We don't have a lot of research to make sure it does not erupt. Like there's some ideas where you're gonna tunnel in certain directions so that the steam can keep like leaving in different places, but they're not implementing these fast enough, right? And these are big issues that nobody speaks about.
Just to add to this, I watched a video on what we know about the mantle, like under the Earth's crust, volcanoes and so on are correlated. And research, because of AI is helping us to understand all sorts of spaces, research on like volcanic activity, how chemicals or compounds move through the Earth's stuff. We're finding new stuff out every day. So what you're saying is further magnified by the fact that we don't know as much as we think we do.
Yeah, it's like this either.
So the volcano, that's scary, man.
Yeah, but like think about AI, right? So let's say AI does everything that we want it to do. It's going to be fantastic. It's smarter than us. But bro, me and you still can't even comprehend what's going to be the next level of AI. When, for example, we thought about internet, and the internet is the craziest thing in the world. Anybody can buy anything anywhere. Anybody can talk to anybody you want. And then we got iPhones. What the hell? Now you can put this on my phone? Oh my God, that's crazy. I can do everything on my iPhone now on my watch. Eventually, I'll probably be able to just see it in my contact lens. Now I'm like, scrolling on TikTok real quick, just like this. It's gonna be so funny. But then what is going to be the next level of this AI? Is it going to be quantum mechanics? What's even past quantum mechanics, right?
So like there's a thing called spooky connection from a distance. That's Einstein quoting. So he's talking about two quantumly correlated particles, and he doesn't understand what actually influences one. How do they connect? How do they speak to each other?
Because exactly. In physics, it's very similar stuff.
With the phones, I would just say Wi-Fi. 90% of people don't know what Wi-Fi is. Like, if you were to be in the jungle right now, cyber attack happens, internet shuts off. Could you create Wi-Fi again? Could you set up the Wi-Fi?
How does it work? No one knows, right? So this stuff is all around us, right? And it's literally technical. It's literally magic in a way, right? We created this, and so there's going to be so much more of this.
What you just said is in line with one of the people I really like to listen to, where he talks about, I think Alan Watts. He says the same thing you just said. He said that magic and technology are become similar.
Until that you can't even distinguish the difference. I'm going to tell you the biggest reason why you need to be positive about the future. Are you ready for the biggest reason?
What?
All right. The only other option is we stay this way. So let me ask you a question, okay? Everybody's worried about job loss. Everybody's worried about this. I'm worried about staying stagnant. I'm worried about this is the best that humans are capable of. We're the best. We literally just had so many natural bad disasters that happened in such recent times as well. And you're telling us this is the best humans can do? Of course not. Like, look around from us. Be inspired. So when people try to disrupt this and say, we need to make sure we're not doing the bad stuff. And I'm like, man, listen, innovation is the key to success. Humans ingenuity. I'm saying the word completely wrong right now. But
ingenuity, I think.
You know it, man. I can never pronounce the word, but you know it.
I would love to. The thing is, when you're speaking on so many I get it, man.
Yeah, vectors. But yeah,
Um,
that is literally a sign for direction. So what all these problems are going to create new jobs, new opportunities, new ways to get
yes.
money, and eventually we'll probably get to a point where money is useless. And once money is useless because energy is free, because energy is so abundant, how is that not going to benefit everybody in a large degree? Right? We've like
I
Ahmed, I could promise you. Mhm.
It's scary.
It is scary.
I think that
The
you know how
unknown, but the unknown is always scary. You ever?
polar opposites
Yeah, yeah.
are mimic each other. So like the whitefish, blackfish, they're the same fish. Whitefish because they could be switched. What I'm trying to say is, imagine early man with no technology will have the same pain equivalency as man with a lot of technology. Do you agree or disagree with the statement?
Agreed. Yes.
Because the pain, there's a thing called there's the our generation, Rav, compared to the generation of today, they don't have something that would be typically attributed to negative. They don't have boredom.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have boredom in your life, you have these experiences like nostalgia with video games. You enjoy a game more. If you take out boredom, if everyone has what they want, I think they experience pain.
But I say yes and
Right?
no to this. I would agree and disagree. It's pain if you do not find something to fill the void. I'm going to say this about breakups, okay, guys? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to talk to you guys about breakups. All right. When you have your first breakup, it's horrible. Of course, it's horrible because a void has happened of something something you're used to in your life, right? But does that
Yeah.
mean now you don't go chase out and find love again? Of course not. That's not what it means. All right. Just because something is hard doesn't mean we should not do it. It means we should do it and become better people because of it. Experiences
Yeah.
create everything. And there's never been a time where more energy, more initiative, better technology has not helped more people. I always like to say, guys, today is the best
I
day to
agree.
be alive in history. Tomorrow will be
Yeah.
better as well. I'm very positive on it. But the idea is
What you're
when
saying,
you
Rav,
have,
if I got you right,
when you,
you're saying the directionality essentially people will be happier because they'll have
I have a question. I
more
have a
power
question.
and energy to do what they want. Is that what
Exactly,
you're saying?
yes, but
Yeah,
even it's
I
not
like
even
that.
what you
I like
want.
that.
All right, with jobs, a lot of people find it that's very difficult to have time with their families. Right, like what do people say when they're close to death? A lot of people say, "I wish I had more time to spend with my
Spend
family."
more time.
Who
Yeah,
has
yeah.
said, "I wish I had more meaning in the office job that I had"? No one says it. It's not one of their biggest priorities. It's something you have to do, and it's something we're
Well,
very
that's good
used
answer,
to.
bro.
It's very
I
something.
don't mean to interject, but it just came up, and it's a question.
Uh-huh.
So those people on their deathbed, they tell you, "I wish I had more time to spend with family." What if you gave them their wish? Do you think they would be happy? Because there's a thing.
No,
It's like be
I don't
careful
think
with
so.
what you wish
I
for.
don't think so
Yeah,
because
that's scarcity.
yeah,
That's the scarcity
but
that
here's the
makes
thing:
things
you always think that something's
fun.
gonna happen. You know how this is the way I think about it. When we were kids,
Yeah.
the world used to look bigger. What I mean by that is everything looked bigger, everything looked more beautiful, everything looked even more like opportunity. We don't have the stress of being an adult, right? So what were you doing? You with boredom, I was drawing stick figures, and that was my entertainment. That made me so much joyful. I had artwork that made me joyful.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I love what you're saying,
Uh-huh.
and I want to connect to it. Um, there's something of it's a theoretical.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's something that holds no value to the economy.
Uh-huh.
Like it doesn't benefit anyone any way
Uh-huh.
possible.
Other than an individual,
But if you were to give it to Rav when he was a kid, he'd be overjoyed. It
Bitcoin.
would be. It would
Bitcoin.
need. Would no, 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 no. No, it's close, close, close. Good guess.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Charizard.
Of course, man. If I had a
We
Pokemon game
talked
and I
about
had a legendary,
Charizard.
not even a Charizard, bro, shiny Charizard. Oh my, buddy, you're getting 10 out of 10
Why was that? Why was that valuable?
because
There's a
it,
scarcity.
it was personal to you, right? And this is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say, guys. But if you give me a Charizard today, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, what's the monetary value of this? That's what I'm gonna do. When I was a kid, I didn't care about monetary value. I wanted to play with this. I wanted to go tell my buddy, hey, bro, I got a better Charizard than you. Fuck a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm trying to say. In life, do you think that you could take anybody in your life and let them travel the world first class, let them travel the world on a beautiful cruise where they can enjoy themselves, they can drink, they can eat the best food in the world, and do you think they're going to enjoy less? No, and then the conversation comes to, okay, but how long can you last like that?
I
Have
think
you
they would.
noticed how big this world is?
I think they would. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
video
exactly.
of when he traveled everywhere, but he was. What you realize is you have to find happiness within and not to seek it
And
outwardly.
I'll tell you how I know this. People go
Right? Yeah.
camping.
You
To
agree with the
me,
statement.
camping is the most stupidest thing you could do. And I'm not saying hating campers. Campers, subscribe, okay? But I know people love camping. To me, I look at camping and I'm like, you have to shed in a tree. You have to be careful because there's a big predator like a goddamn a grizzly bear ready to come and kill you. You have to hide your food. You have to be in a tent where somebody can just quickly open and stab you. I've been listening to a lot of scary stories, obviously, right, guys? I know it's not a high likelihood, but to me, I'm like, no, thank you. I'll go sleep in my bed today. And I'll enjoy my hot cup of Joe that I can get from my refrigerator or my coffee machine. I can go poop in my toilet. I can go get any water that I want. I don't have to look for a water source. I don't need to worry about this water being clean or not. I have all the luxuries in the world. But to some people, they find so joyful in there. Huh?
Step into this theoretical with me. Genuine.
So, but before I step into this, I'm gonna finish that point on this.
Okay, finish your statement.
Okay,
yeah, I'll let you.
Okay, but even skydiving, like people find so much meaning in so much stuff. Finding meaning is not limited. But now then you ask the question of why people are depressed. And there's so many other reasons why this is the case, right? But finding meaning and finding purpose, if you're looking for it, you will find it, right? Because meaning and purpose come. But what's important to you? If I have 10 kids and kids make purpose, guess what? I'm gonna be happy. And if I don't have to go to work and I know that, oh, my kids have the best education, the best healthcare, I have no stress on my plate. I'm going to enjoy every moment that I can with my kids. I'm going to show them the movies that I love. I'm going to show them about the happiness that I want. And I don't know if you noticed, Amin, AI is getting pretty good. I could probably create 1,600 Star Wars movies in a blink of a second, and I can watch those all with my kids all day long, and I'm going to be happy. Or wait a second, I can go explore the moon. I can go explore the moon. I can go explore this. And also, I'm going to tell you the other one last thing. I just want to mention one last thing because I know I'm going a little bit off topic. And we're going to finish this because, guys, we're going to try out a new business model or a new watching model where we're going to make podcasts for about 25 minutes each. And we're going to do a few of them. This way you have more content to watch and it makes it a little easier to digest. But, it was our boy Ahmed came up with this great idea. But listen, you know what I find the most joy in today? Learning. You would never have told 14-year-old Rav that I like to sit with a textbook upstairs that I can't read because I have dyslexia and just let AI read it to me. And I find so much joy in not knowing a question. And I find so much joy when I figure out the answer. I study for fun now versus back in the day. I used to study. Never. I had a teacher literally in front of me teaching me how to study and I didn't want to study. So I find meaning in education. I would love it if I had no connection to anything else. I had unlimited time.
By the way, you just filled in a gap for me. So you said that purpose will be difficult to find, but if you're a lifelong learner and if you're someone who enjoys that's what you'll find.
If you have unlimited time, you will find something to. You can find something to do it. Like here's the thing. Like if also Ahmed, I'm going to tell you this one as well. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but volunteering is a thing. Okay, if people cannot find purpose because they don't have a job, but they have all the money that they need, they have no stress, you can go volunteer. Do you think hospitals are still not going to exist? Do you think pets still don't need to be walked? Do you think trees don't need to be cut? You can do it for free. No one's forcing you to. What about old people when they garden? Like nobody's giving them money. Oh, you have the best yard in the world, but they take pride in the gardening, right? So you can always find meaning. Meaning is not hard to find. It's just a question. Like you think to yourself, oh, I'm not going to have meaning if I'm not an accountant. Yeah, says who, buddy? Your bio on IG? Like, what the hell?
I really like what you bring up there. Today's world is going to be disrupted in a plethora of ways, and this accountant idea where it's a identity that someone likes to use to feel like they're part of the larger society, and the disruption of AI is going to absolutely shake that up, and you're going to need to find purpose and meaning in other stuff.
Bro, I love how you said that. That was beautiful. You should be a spokesperson for this.
I'm basically saying exactly what you said. I really because that's what you were expressing here, and I like this narrative that you drew. It makes sense too, and it's in line with a lot of Elon Musk's notion. He talks about this a lot, actually. He says that when the capitalistic economy goes away, scarcity goes away. Everyone has what they want. Will you find purpose? And here's your answer. And I struggle to answer this because Elon didn't continue and answer.
Bro, there's over 200 countries in the world. There's over 200 countries in the world. Okay, you could take time to go visit all of them. You have enough time, right? The number one gift. Like, here's a question. Yeah, have you ever seen in movies like people always ask like what would be the wish that you would wish for if you had a wish? People say immortality. Why the hell would you wish for immortality then? And it's something everybody wants, but nobody thinks about it in like a degree. This is just immortality because now you have 33% of your entire life back. You were working 33% of your life and now you have it back. Now you can do whatever you want with it. And nobody's even talking about...
With more information, right? Because that's what you're saying. I like the simulation you drew up.
Mm-hmm.
everyone becomes abundantly more educated,
Yes,
and
everybody.
beyond what we like right now. Education means I'm an accountant. I'm a education will mean that you have a multi understanding of multiple different things, not just accounting. You'll be a specialist in so many different areas, right? But there's a weight, and Jordan Peterson, one of his books, 12 Principles that I read, he says that the stuff that you work with, the ideas that you work with, you have to be proportionally um, equal to carry it. It's like a sword. So, like the weight of the sword is the information that you're dealing with. If you're a doctor, information is a little more complex. If you're an accountant, it's a little less complex. And so, what he says is find a role, find information that you can bear.
Hmm.
What if everyone gets an abundance of information and you kind of get an information overload?
Hmm.
You can have too much of something good. Is
I
that right or wrong?
I have never seen somebody be too educated. To be honest, that
I
like
know, I get it. I
what
see too, but
happens when
it makes
everybody
you
is an
think.
Einstein level of intelligence? Because I think that's gonna happen. I only see benefits. I like people looking for meaning. You don't need to find meaning. Like drawing stick figures was giving me meaning at one point in my life. What I'm saying is
Yes.
there's meaning in just imagination. There's meaning in this. There's meaning in opportunity. You play Sims, right? Like imagine now where you play Sims, but now Sims just appears right in front of you. So like you're literally sitting there on a chair, or you can get into the Sims world. Or if you like COD, guess what? Now you can just spawn yourself in the actual COD world, and you can actually play first-person shooters in real life. Like there's always gonna be purpose, right? Like why do people find purpose in gaming?
You are the optimist at all. And the thing is, I need to adopt this because optimism is
All right, Ahmed, we're
something
gonna
that
let's
we find.
end the pod here because we're at 26 minutes. So guys, we're gonna be right back. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast, guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Subscribe to the channel.
Oh man, always gotta mention the subscribe.